Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, and with me in studio is Patricia Benedict, and we just want to do a little rundown on Anthony Admiral Nelson and the fact that he gloated and glorified in the fact that he hurt one woman as opposed to the next, because I don't understand why he thought he needed to say, "Oh, I didn't hurt her, I hurt someone else," and the way he said it, like boastful and arrogant, and talking about returning to work on Tuesday in Barbados. Let's just hear what Patricia has to say about that. Patricia, welcome into the studio.
Yes, Miss Veronica. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That sort of behavior should never be tolerated. Should never be tolerated. And if he is so bold or arrogant, as you have put it, to speak like that, this can't be his first time, Miss Veronica. I'm speaking about, I'm referring to myself. I'm just saying, that cannot be, I'm asking the question, this cannot be the first time. And when I heard that someone sent me the voice note, first thing came to my mind, has he done it, has he ever done it in the workplace? Were there any complaints for him over the years and it was swept under the carpet, Miss Veronica?
Yeah.
Because of who he is or maybe who he knows? Because something is not right if someone could boast about what he boasts about, Miss Veronica.
Exactly.
Something is wrong.
I think it would have been better. I think it would have been better had he kept his mouth shut, because yes, you and your girlfriend getting into a scuffle and it getting a little rough. Yeah, that could happen. But then he's saying no, it wasn't that. It was something else, and he took it to the hate crime kind of arena, because hate crime is something serious in America, and there was no mention of it being a hate crime. There was no mention of anything being a hate crime when you start to look at someone because of the color of their skin or because of their religion or whatever. Nothing like that was mentioned. It was DV. It was totally DV. So I'm very shocked that Barbadians would rather it be something that stemmed from hate crime as opposed to something that happened between him and his girlfriend.
What puzzled me is that some women came in his defense. Women came in his defense. I am not condoning whatever the person did or the people did. I am not condoning it. Right? I'm not condoning that, Miss Veronica.
Yeah. It's just very sickening. Yeah.
A woman, not even a man, a woman.
It's sickening. It sickens me. It sickens me.
And people see nothing wrong with that. And you're so sure you have a job when you get back. You say when you go back to work on Tuesday.
Rather he will rather boast. He will rather boast about hurting somebody, a child's mother, in front of him. He did it in front of the child. It could be someone's wife. She could have other children, sisters, brothers, a mother. He will rather boast about that, about doing that, than him and his girlfriend having an argument.
Well, I don't know the situation about that, Miss Veronica. And there's some things I try to avoid if I don't know about it. But somebody sent me the voice note that he allegedly did. I would say allegedly. I still don't say allegedly because I was very disturbed by it. I think the CBC is government.
Yes, quasi. I think.
I do not care if he's friends with the Prime Minister.
Oh, is he?
And that's why I don't know. I say I do not care. I do not care if somebody's friends with who. I don't care who they are friends with. I'm not saying so. I have no conflict of interest. The Prime Minister, whoever needs to look into that.
Yeah, to be so boastful, to say, and what and he put that in a voice note, and it's making its rounds that's what he did to someone's mother, and he's saying, oh, well, she spat on me, and she said, come on, it's too outlandish. I've lived in America most of my life. That is outlandish. It's outlandish. But I have nothing more to say.
He needs I would wait. I'm just waiting.
He's gonna get promoted.
I don't know.
He's gonna get whatever he does at CBC, whatever he does at CBC, he's gonna be promoted. He's gonna be promoted. He's gonna be promoted. He's going to be promoted.
You go into somebody's country.
He's going to be promoted. Okay.
Now you have to answer a question. You have to ask a question. Has he done it before in Barbados?
He's going to be promoted. He's going to be promoted. He's going to be promoted. And he's going to get more women because he said it was someone else instead of the person he was with. He's going to get promoted and more women.
No, Miss Veronica, that's not right. That's not right. And you have people have women coming to his defense.
But women are like that.
Coming to his defense.
Women are like that. Women are like that. There are a lot of women like that. They're back for the guy. They were back for the guy. Yep.
But Miss Veronica, the U.S. is going to be looking at the U.S. embassy is going to be looking at that.
If he's saying, but one second, wait, Patricia, are you hearing me talking? Because we cannot overtalk each other like this. You got to pull back a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. He described a hate crime. He described a hate crime, and I just hope it gets to the right ears that he has described a hate crime. And I want to know, how is it not being prosecuted via the federal government listening to things like that, and it's a serious thing. It's a hate crime. So I want to see how far this goes. That he's admitted it. He has. It's not a matter of what you want to believe or don't believe. I'm not saying it's not a lie, because I do believe it's a lie. But he said it. He has said it, and he has to be held accountable for things. Yeah, for things that he has said.
If that was his voice, because I'm very, very still careful. If that was his voice, he should have never said that. He's so used to getting. Let me ask him a question. If that's his voice, so you're so accustomed and you're getting used to getting your way in Barbados, that you would go not only to the person's country, but you would come back and boasting about what you did.
Hit her hard at our age. Hit her hard. Yeah, it's incredible. And Barbados are saying, oh yes, Barbados are saying, oh yes, I knew that the first story wasn't true, so it had to be something else. Oh yes, we're glad that you're coming back home. It's like they'd rather hear one set of bad thing. It's incredible.
So something the U.S. is going to be looking at that very, very hard.
But there may be nothing to look at. There may be nothing to look at because it was DV. It was DV. It wasn't what he said. It was DV. So there's nothing to look at.
What his attorney? I think his attorney is allegedly Michael Ashley.
One of them or whatever. Yeah. Michael Ashley should have told him to keep his mouth shut. Should have told him to keep your mouth shut.
Exactly. If it was allegedly, if his attorney is allegedly Michael Ashley, he should have told him not to. But you see, they said this. He can't. It's already done.
Yeah.
It's already done.
He said it.
I think, right, what people in general, like men like that, I'm just talking men in general, like, I won't say like him, because I don't want to think, I have to be very careful. They are so sure of themselves. They always, it is. Not even.
There are a lot of pick-me's out there, You have to understand there are a lot of pick-me's out there. I don't know if you know what a pick-me is. There are a lot of women out there that just want a man. Oh, I want a man. Pick me. I want a man. Hold, my hand is up in the air. Pick me. There are a lot of pick-me's out there. Pick-me's out there all over the place. So, yes, he's going to have a following. But there are some women also who are intelligent and who will know that he's bad news.
When somebody sent me that voice, they sent me a WhatsApp message. Oh Lord, why is my Barbados like that?
It's sad. It's a sad place.
That was so embarrassing. I felt so embarrassed as a Bajan, and most as a woman, that a man could say those things.
A man that came from a woman. a man that came from a woman. He came, he came from a woman. He came from a woman. He came from a woman. He was born from a woman.
I mean, allegedly, if that was his,
don't even insert that there. What's this allegedly? If it's his voice, he said it was. He said it was. He said it was him, and he talked about the girl he was with.
Oh, he doesn't have daughters. He doesn't have a mother. I am not condoning it. If let's say the child did what he did, child did, or the mother said what she said, that's a woman, no? It's not a man.
I don't. Hardly do you go to a country and mess with the citizens. Hardly do people do that. So he's very bombastic and he's very arrogant. So, but that is a lie. Obviously, what he said was a lie. So we'll see how it goes from here. We just see how it goes from here. And I'm going to push off. I don't know if you have anything else to say, but I'm going to push off.
I personally think, and I know people will always hate Benedict for that. Had he not said anything, right, and just kept his mouth shut and went back to work on Tuesday and see what the bosses say or whatever, that would have been the better thing to do. But if that was his voice and he said what he said, he should lose his job. It's
worse. What he said put him in a darker light than the other scenario. What he said, it's horrible. That's horrible. What he said.
And he works, and maybe CBC has mostly women.
Yeah.
I would like if any.
I would like to hear from his wife, whether they're estranged or not, whether they're together or not, whether they're divorced or not. I would like to hear from his wife.
Yeah, but if he could be so boast about that, I think if there was any other matters pertaining to him with other women,
it's not gonna happen. That's Barbados. You're talking about Barbados. Stop it. Come on now.
They need to come forward.
No, come on now. It's Barbados. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It can happen going forward, but it's not gonna happen. Like America look back on things 20 years, 30 years, and people bring things. It doesn't happen in Barbados.
It's owned by the government. So, is it the president or who the prime minister?
I don't know. You'll have to find out whose portfolio. Maybe it's that guy Abrahams or Abrams or what his name is, who has CBC as part of his portfolio. I don't know.
Wilfred Abraham?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying probably.
No. The prime minister herself have to be.
But she's not doing crap. Not recently.
People do not. The one thing people do not look at, right? There's certain things that people watch from other countries watch, and all the things that have been happening in Barbados, and with. Most of them being swept under the carpet and stuff like that. It's just now things are happening, Miss Renica. A lot of people will monitor that particular matter. Especially, I'm telling you, on the U.S. Because I know the U.S. they've been on they glued on your China, Miss Renica. Because you know why? Because CBC and all the others were not. You see how you were reporting what he did, reporting the stuff about him? None of the stations, none of the media, nobody else would have done it. So that's why they would be more interested in to hear that if they get a hold of that voice, can they add I don't know if I want to use it. I hope I don't want to use it.
Listen. We're not going into all these possibilities. Okay, a voice note is out that say, and he identifies himself, and he's saying his girlfriend, and he was talking about the woman he was with or whoever, and he's talking about being slapped, slapped in the face and or spit in the face or whatever. We're gonna go with that. I'm going with that, and I'm saying that if I I don't believe it happened. I do not believe it happened. But if they were to open up an investigation to see if a hate crime happened, is zilch. Nobody's gonna. It didn't happen. What the police wrote in the report, DV, is what happened. But he rather talk about a hate crime, which is a federal crime, and which opens up a whole can of worms. I'm speaking, Patricia. And it opens up a whole can of worms when you start to talk about hate crimes. And he'll rather do that than to just keep his mouth shut, go back to Barbados and speak to his bosses or whatever confidentially. He could speak to them confidentially and just let it cool down. But no, he had to say some kind of crap online. And I hope, like you said, that it's being heard by the American embassy, because it's a hate crime. It's a hate crime, and if he went to go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, Miss Veronica. Oh, yes, Miss Veronica, they are. And you've done so much stories the last 2 days about him that they would be interested in it. Because what people don't, people have been so, Barbados have been so comfortable that people they've done some, I'm not in general, have done things to people and people cover it up. People have been covering up things for people. And this should not be covered up, Miss Veronica. This thing, that should not be covered up. That should not be.
Maybe the girl he's with will say something. Maybe, I don't know, she signed a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. I don't know if she had to sign a non-disclosure agreement with Michael Lashley and him or whatever, but and give her some money not to talk. But who's to say if that didn't happen, maybe she'll talk. Maybe she'll say, yeah, it was me. It was no white woman. It was no little boy. It was me. It was me. Maybe she'll talk. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
But you see, that's not making sense, because the U.S. embassy would have had the report already, Miss Veronica.
If it was a hate crime, yeah.
If that's not what it is, and he could. But anyway, Miss Veronica, I had to say my piece, because I do not understand how women, as a woman, other women, condoning that kind of behavior.
Yeah, a lot of women do it.
It's very sickening.
Yeah, women that have been with guys, they have a lot of that testosterone running through their body, and whatever else going through their body, because you're exchanging fluids, and it's an influence. There's an influence. So
he needs to be some sort of.
He's going to be promoted. He's going to be promoted. In Barbados, he will be promoted. He's going to get more He's going to get more women.
I see. No, because you see, listen to me. Of all the things that I have been doing, Miss Veronica, involving the U.S. Embassy and the government and the British Embassy and stuff, there's absolutely no way in this world that Admiral Nelson will get promoted.
Wait. So you don't know Roy? You do not know Roy Morris and who he works for? Are you kidding me? Today? Are you coming on my show today and telling me that you do not know what goes on in Barbados? And I'm still speaking. So you don't know. Wait, I'm speaking, Patricia. I'm speaking. 1 second, I'm going to give you an opportunity, and I'm responding to you and saying there's no way, and you're going with no way, and there's blah blah, and I'm saying it is a way, because even if he got fired one way, somebody else pick him up. Me and Motley picked up Roy Morris.
America decided whatever that thing happened. I will eventually speak about that, because there are a lot of things I have to speak about too. But that happened in America, Miss Veronica. That didn't happen in Barbados. That happened in the States. There's certain things that's a no-no in the States.
You think that if he could go to America and do that to someone that he hasn't done it in Barbados, he probably done it in Barbados 1,000 times. 1,000 times.
Well, people will just have to try to come forward. Or call me 247-4800 if they feel afraid or anything, because sometimes people intimidate people. I know that too well. I'm not saying I will say in general, because I don't want nobody to say I say in general, because I know too much about intimidation and provocation. So people are probably scared the ladies are probably scared to come up because of maybe who he knows and his circle or whatever. But that that CBC or whoever, or the government, the Prime Minister, has to send a strong message, because it didn't happen in Barbados. And not because it didn't happen in Barbados. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for someone to come back and boast about what they did. I'm not condoning whatever else he said happened. A child, does he need anger management classes, Ms. Veronica? Did he listen to himself before? Did he listen to the voice note before he chose allegedly to send it out?
I'm done. Yeah, so you bring it home. Bring. Just park the car.
That's all I have to say for now, Miss Veronica. But I had to say something because the disturbing comments by women and men.
You probably have never ever met you probably have never even met a man. Yeah, them I call them males because they may have a certain appendage, but you've probably never really met a real man. But that's a different story.
None of the male I don't think the male activists will not speak about that.
Oh, Jesus
I don't
Christ.
think so.
Yeah. Okay, Patricia. Okay, Patricia.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's it for now, Ms.
Okay.
Veronica.
Thank you. This is Sherry Veronica, Naked Departure Radio.